Make me better, Chris. I need to hear it.
Fundamentally, the design is a problem.
What's weird is like it's just some weird, scary, odd shape. I like it.
It's clock day. Where's the clock?
Yeah, man, I can't follow, and I like weird stuff.
Will you do me a favor and just tell me what's going on here?
There's a girl with the Day of the Dead makeup on her. The makeup's taken on a life of its own, and it's leaving her body floating up as she's holding a skull. I'd like to be able to transport the viewer into some kind of realm of just like, what the
Yeah, I think you've succeeded. Looking at this design, and I'm right up on it, it's very difficult to figure out exactly what's going on.
I wanted to destroy thoughts and concepts of what images should look like.
Your comfort zone is in a fantastical, melty, trippy art style, and that's all fine and good, but today, you needed to do something that was clear. The texture in the whole tattoo looks the same. There's a lot of unsure elements.
Decisions you made in this tattoo, very risky decisions. That's the chance you took.
Kyle.
The fact that you come in here as an artist and you risk and experiment with things, man, that's really inspiring. And the first challenge that we assigned you, this is a very nice tattoo. And you definitely had a leg up. But this final tattoo, you made some awkward decisions and went a little overboard.
My last tattoo was not spectacular. I can't disagree, but going into the live finale against two really strong competitors, it's a battle that I really want to rise to.
Today you had to show smooth gradation by tattooing head-to-head with our guest judge, black and gray expert, Tommy Montoya. Chris, it's hard to tell that this is Jesus. With the abs, especially, it either looks like armor or it looks like there's an autopsy happening.
He said he wanted a ripped up Jesus, so I just did what he said.
I just think you picked a bad design, dude. And I know your client wanted it, but this is a competition. You should have told him, hey, it just doesn't look right.
And your design selections, you're just not giving us anything. Fight, or let the big guys play.
I don't want this to embody what I can present to you. I have a lot more to prove, and I know I can do better than this.
Either show us that you can do better, or it's lights out, bud.
Today, you had to show negative space with a black and gray demon. Lydia, you're up first.
We're looking for negative space. This whole tattoo is the same tone.
Because the teeth are the same color as the fur, as everything, the mouth gets really lost.
The negative space stripes coming down from the top teeth through the bottom jaw. What effect are we going for there?
Drool.
Oh, this drool?
I would have liked to seen the teeth and the drool have a little more zing so we don't have to question what the lines are. Wondering what something is in your tattoo is never a good quality.
Melissa.
The amount of detail you got in this thing is very nice, but it's definitely questionable what this thing is.
He didn't want ears, he didn't want horns, he just wanted the mouth to be the main focus of it.
It's the angry turtle.
What?
It doesn't bother me that it looks like a turtle, but the big black circles at the top, you don't really need because the edge of the top of his head kind of gets a little bit lost in that black there.
That is a design flaw, just in the way those holes are created.
Halo. My first instinct when I saw this was very hard to read. This wing that comes down, I thought that was some kind of a road going up to a mountain. And I still can't figure out if this is a breastplate or if there's a hand holding something in front of her.
It's kind of made to look like fingers that kind of cup it.
It definitely is the oddest, weirdest one of the bunch because there is a lot of detailed elements in a very strange composition.
He had so many elements of cool things, and I was like, oh, I want to put these wings in, and I definitely want to get those shoulder pads, and then I want to get this breastplate because it's cool. And
You just took on a lot of drawing. If you don't swing for the fences, you don't hit them, right? But this was definitely a big swing in a short amount of time.
Today, you had to use detail to create a reflection tattoo. Turk. Probably one of the most detailed illustrations in the room. However, in the tattoo, it's absolutely unreadable.
You went so over-detailed that you did things in here that are just tough for anybody to realize. I get that it's the back of the cape. I get that the guy's not in there. I get it all. You went over the top, extra, super artist, but it's not paying off.
This one being a detail one, I wanted to put in more.
You gotta realize that simple in here is going to work.
Tiffer.
Definitely would be hard pressed to have somebody look at that reflection of the face mask and go, Mother Earth blowing up, got it.
Inside the mask is pretty illegible. I don't know what is going on in this thing. Nothing looks punched in like your tattoos usually do. This red doesn't really look saturated like your color usually does.
But I do see it as a reflection. I like the design of the helmet, so I think that there are some strengths in this piece, and I also think that there are some problems. Today, you had to show adaptability by working with another artist to create interlocking tattoos. Jason, how did you guys collectively land on this concept?
We both decided we were gonna do Japanese dragons.
Overall is one piece. Obviously, you see the red flame that trickles from one side to the next. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of interlocking.
I think you totally missed working together on the bottom, on the ending of the tattoo. Could have easily found a way to flow those two things together with loose shapes.
Jason, I'm having a hard time picking out this guy's lower jaw.
It's forward, it's protruding.
But there's nothing coming off of the bottom jaw.
I understand what you're saying, but it's because the angle of his head is coming at you more like...
It looks weird, man. It looks like an old man.
Japanese being your specialty, it should be ironclad. This should be very legible. And the fact that it's hard to read and hard to see what's going on is troubling for me.
Final answer?
Chris.
I'm going with Chris.
I'm going with Chris. Chris beat you out on the face. You lost this battle to somebody that doesn't do this. I'm pretty let down on this one.
This is my tattoo, and it was done by Jason.
You don't really know what you're looking at. It seriously took me 5 minutes staring at this to figure out where the head was.
I don't think there's much detail going into the scales. I'm not a big fan of that face. It's just like he's got a tumor on the top of his head or something. It's weird.
Jason, you got a really harsh critique. Do you think you're going down?
I think the judges will call me down for that.
I mean, out of all the tattoos that were done, it's the only one that you just cannot see what the it is at all.
Yeah, thank you, Josh.
Jason, you're here because the human canvas jury determined that you had the worst tattoo of the day.
I just had an off moment. I was dealing with anxieties pushing themselves on me.
We had a problem with your tattoo. The fact that it was hard to read. Something that's confusing and hard to read to us is definitely going to be hard to read to them.
I just did a horrible design. I'm trying to put it behind me. I'm here to be the ink master.
This being your specialty, you shouldn't have had those problems.
Today, you had to prove your fundamentals tattooing a clock. TJ.
It's just challenge, man.
Make me better, Chris. I need to hear it.
Fundamentally, the design is a problem.
What's weird is like it's just some weird, scary, odd shape. I like it.
It's clock day. Where's the clock?
Yeah, man, I can't follow, and I like weird stuff. I can't make out a tree. I can't make out a clock. It's just a weird piece.
TJ didn't even do a clock.
Your opinion towards this clock situation means nothing to me.
You could have dropped some numbers on that and invent a clock.
Shut the up.
Okay, so then forget all the challenges from now on. Everybody just do whatever they want.
Today, you had to create intricately detailed Egyptian tattoos. Each of you tattooed against 2 other artists, and we will directly compare your work. Marissa, MV, and Chris went head-to-head tattooing the Sphinx. MV. Well, I am glad you followed Marissa because otherwise I'm not exactly sure if I would know what this is.
A sphinx, by definition, is a lion with a human head, sometimes depicted with wings.
I just don't think it looks like a sphinx to me.
That body looks more like a seal or a sea lion or a walrus. It doesn't look like a lion.
In a detail challenge, you have no deliberate detail throughout this tattoo. If you didn't nail this, which I don't think you did, you put yourself in a situation that's tough.
We're here to determine who had the worst tattoo of the day.
That's my tattoo, and my artist was MV.
The body looks like a pit bull's body.
It looks like the hairless cat.
We actually had an image of a lion on the screen, and he copied it exactly.
It looks like an 80-year-old lion.
MV.
The biggest problem with this one is if it wasn't for the sphinx head, I wouldn't know what it was.
What's a sphinx? A sphinx is a lion's body, and what's a lion
This does not look like a lion body. If you just look at the back side of that body and the belly and the hind leg.
I wanted to put more into that. I fought to get that much into it.
You put too much as it is. It does not look good.
Oh my God.
Today was your last chance to prove to Chris that they should pick you on their team. Carolyn,
You didn't finish the head of the snake. It doesn't have any contrast. There's very little of this tattoo that looks finished at all. That tongue is driving me nuts.
It looks like a mermaid swimming into a vagina.
I was trying to simplify it as much as I can.
This thing does not work.
Today, we tossed you into the fire by making all of you tattoo a phoenix, giving us a side-by-side comparison of texture. Rich.
If you take 2 steps back from this tattoo, you can't even see what's going on with it.
I wanted it to seem like the phoenix was rising out of the ashes.
It's more of a rooster having an air battle with something else because you balled it up. If you open it up, you have a great tattoo on your hands.